Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ancient Gold Finder. My name is Rob, and join me as I prospect for ancient river gold in the mother lode of California. And if you like today's video and you like gold prospecting, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share and like the videos. Right on. All right, Ancient Gold Finder, back at the diggings. And the water is really not that cold, but it's just really murky and it's a little bit high, so I'm having I might have an issue setting up the sluice box. It's going to take me longer than usual, but wet classifying on a 1/2 inch right there, and we're still digging in the same spot. All right, the shovel's down deep, and it's not just because I was digging, it's the water's a little high, and like I just said, sluicing might be a little bit of a problem, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. And still working on my first bucket. I probably only got a quarter full. It's hard diggings here, so it's probably going to take me a good hour and a half to dig this out. So I'll do a test pan in between, and I'll see what I get. All right, I think I'm at half a bucket, and still digging up the same material as last week. It's pretty awesome. But you can see that this stuff is all clay, so it's mushy, so I can break it all up and just make sure everything's washed really good. So you want to make sure they're clean. But pretty awesome. I know there's got to be gold in here. So still digging right there, and I'm going to set up the sluice somewhere right around here. There's a little bit of rapids, so once I fill this up, set the sluice and run the material, and hopefully I'll get some really nice gold today. Right on, let's do it. Trying to break this stuff up with the shovel because there's bedrock and clay down below. You see, that's a chunk of bedrock I just took out. Some more really nice looking stuff. And later on today, I will actually use a sucker tube. Wow, this is some really tough ground. All right, classify this out. Well, look at that green rock. Pretty cool. Looks like some serpentine. Tumbled serpentine. I'm at 3/4 of a bucket. Awesome. Could set that sluice up soon. There's a big rock right there. It's actually, it comes up right underneath this tree root. I felt it earlier. It was really sizable rock. But if I can move it, I think there might be some nice gold waiting for me over underneath. Still getting a lot of mushy clay. It's the good stuff. Alright, I just managed to roll that rock. Somewhere right here. Water's so murky I can't even see it. Alright, we're getting to the top of the bucket here. It's almost full. But that is some fantastic material. So I really believe there's gold in here, so we'll find out soon. Alright, I got my first bucket ready to go, and finally got the sluice set up. It took me a good half an hour. I had to fight with the water flow, but we'll see how it's gonna run. The sluice down here, I'll show you. The sluice box is right there, so hopefully it'll run well. We'll see. Right on. All right, this is bucket number 1, and wish me luck. Here we go. Running a little bit slow. I'm going to try to adjust it real quick. Alright, hopefully that'll work. There's a couple pieces of gold that dropped in already. Right up here. We're off to a good start. Yeah, you can see that one right there. Still running a little bit slow. Yeah, I think the tail needs to go down a little bit. I'm going to readjust it. Alright, I just fixed the sluice box, so hopefully it'll continue to run really good. But there is some gold in there up on top. Looks like a few more pieces just dropped in. That's a good start. My friend Gene, he's way downstream. He found a spot to dig, so he'll probably join me later. Oh, there's a nice piece that just dropped in right there. I think I got a few pieces of lead as well. Yeah, there's one right there. One just dropped in right there, so that's good. Looks like a couple up here. It turned out to be a really nice day today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and actually for the next couple of days. So it's nice to get out before the rain. The river's probably going to go up as well. more pieces in there. Nice. When I was doing that test pan, that was the biggest, maybe the first or second biggest piece I got out of here, which is really nice. Box is running really nice. You can see the black sand is the last thing with the gold to exit out or drop in on the mat. Yeah, the sluice box is running really nice. Black sand and gold just last. Really good. I'm at a quarter of a bucket right now. I'll finish this off, take a quick break, and then I'll have at it. Piece of bedrock right here. Alright, this is the last of it right here in the bucket. Alright, before I run the dirt down the sluice, I wanted to do a test pan. You can see all this clay. Beautiful rock just came out. Look at that. Pretty cool. It's a keeper. Right on. Alright, so I'll classify this down real quick. Some nice looking bedrock right there. All right. All right, we'll break this clay up in a little bit. Put it on the shovel. All right. Let's pan this down, see what happens. It's about 3/4 of a pan. Make sure all this is broken up really good, just because of all that clay. All right, let's see what we got. Hopefully there'll be some color in there. Oh my goodness. Picker. Look at this. Surfboard. What a beauty. Wow, that is awesome. Look at this. Beautiful. Wow. And we got a few more pieces. Sweet. All right, digging this up. I'm on my second bucket and it's about halfway full, and the material's still consistent. It's really good, and I'm still digging in the same spot. Water's still really murky, and the sluice lit up on the first bucket, so let's get some more. All right, I just dug me up a test pan, and we'll go through it together and see what we got. All right, got some of that nice clay. We'll break it up. Well, that's interesting. See, that's got some iron on it. All right, I'm gonna pan this out. Let's see what we got. Hopefully there'll be some nice color in here. Alright, let's take a peek. Oh my gosh. This thing is lit. Wow. Look at that. There's like 2 or 3 pickers in there. This thing is 4. This thing is lit. Wow. You alright here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Wow. What an incredible pan.
Holy shit.
Look at this.
Look at those big ones. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those big mothers. Look at how thick that one is.
Yeah, that's a nugget.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a nugget.
Yep. Look at that, man. Holy.
Wow. That is awesome.
1 pan?
1 pan.
Ooh.
Look at this.
Holy cow. Oh, man.
Look at that, another one.
Oh. There's probably more in there. Wow. Oh, that's something else, man. Oh. All right, bro. Oh,
Right on.
Yep. Right on. Yep.
Hey, can you grab my snuffer up there?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Maybe.
All right, just watch behind you. Wow, this is incredible. And Gene's asking if he can have some. But look at that. All right. I am going to run this bucket down the sluice and hopefully that thing will be lit. All right, bucket number 2. Going down the sluice. Wish me luck. Here we go. Hopefully there's some gold dropping off. It's still a nice day, the sun's out with some clouds, but so far so good over here. Looks like maybe a few small ones dropped in. Just dropped in right there that I can see. Oh, look at this one. This one just dropped in. Nice. Yeah, that's a nice flake that dropped in. Might be a picker. It's running a little bit slow, but eventually it'll clear out. Now it looks like maybe a couple small ones dropped in. I'm at half a bucket right now. That's how much we got left. Looking good though. Okay, we're down to a quarter of a bucket. Clear this out. I think I need to lift this side up a little. So I'll make an adjustment after this bucket. And get it to clean out evenly. the water flow has been consistent considering the black sand is and the gold is last. See that? Bottom of the bucket. All right, I just finished bucket number 2. It wasn't bad, but I did get gold. So I'm gonna do a little bit of sucker tubing and then start shoveling again and get the 3rd bucket ready for the sluice. All right, I'm gonna start sucker tubing and we'll see what we get. So I'm taking material right off the bedrock. I can feel the bedrock with the sucker tube, so hopefully we'll get some nice gold out of this. All right, now I'm going to get back to digging and fill this bucket up a little quicker. All right, I'm about to do another test pan. I just moved a big boulder sticking out right there from right there, and the material is amazing. And definitely gonna test pan this And all this is just ancient river gravels I'm hitting. This area has not been hit in a very, very, very long time. So I see I got some chocolate milk, and then it might turn to gray because it got mixed in with the clay. But let's see what we get out of the pan here. And this stuff is like cement, so I got to agitate the material. It's sticking to the pan. Hard to do this one-handed, but you don't want none of that gold sticking to any of this material. You want that gold to stay at the bottom of the pan. And hopefully we'll have a very nice test pan here. All right. This pan even feels heavy. Gotta like that, huh? Just because of the stuff being sticky, just want to make sure everything's broken up. All right, let's take a peek, see what we got. I know there's a lot of material in there, but just want to make sure that stuff's not sticking at the bottom. All right, we got a few pieces. They're small, one here, one here, one here. But there's still more dirt in here. Let me get my snuff bottle and we'll get this out. But I was just really curious to see what was under that big boulder, so. We'll get this pan down. All right. Check it again. Oh, there's a beauty. You see it? Right there. That's a nice flake. But you can see it right here. Awesome. All right, let's check it. Doesn't look like there's anything else. I'll shut the camera off and finish this up and work on filling that bucket up. All right, I got the bucket about 3/4 full, and just breaking off chunks of bedrock. And we're still getting clay. So you can see, here's a little piece of clay. And material's looking really good. So hopefully this will be a better bucket than last time. Right on. All right, bucket number 3. This stuff looks really good. Let's hope it's got a lot of nice gold in it. The last bucket was okay, had gold, but hopefully this one will be better than bucket 1 and 2. So let's see what bucket number 3 does. All right, bucket number 3. Let's see how it goes. Box is running good. As you can see, the black sand and gold will be the last to drop out. There's one that just landed right there. I don't see a whole lot dropping out, but we got gold piled up over here a little bit. Oh, I see it. Yep. Nice. Yeah, this thing's running really good. Going down to a half a bucket. Uh-oh. Just dropped out.
Yeah, it drops out, but it's on the side.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All good. It's just gonna hang out. The water actually feels good. But with the wetsuit jacket on, it's a little hot.
Oh, you got a 7 mil on it.
Yep. If it wasn't dirty over there, I'd stick my face in the water, but can't see nothing.
We'll get a flashlight here.
It's not going to do any good.
No, I mean later on.
Oh yeah, later on for sure. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I can see some gold piling up underneath that black sand and some blonde. Oh yeah, it won't take long for it to clear once I stop feeding it. But that one's just been hanging out. A little thicker. Yeah, it's been there for a while. Alright, I'm at half a bucket. I like how it's taking its time to clear out. That's what you want.
That's when you get one of those frames in order.
Well, the bottom of the bucket, I used the sucker tube, so let's see what happens. I can see some little pieces dropping out. The one from earlier? We're a little under half a bucket here, but I can see that there's gold that dropped in. Yeah, you see it going across the board there, going across the mat. It's running so good. For that to happen, runs really good. That's what you gotta do, man, because the gold will stay at the top too. Huh? little piece that dropped out. Alright, we're getting to the bottom of the bucket here. That's a nice piece of that dropped in. Like some up, man. Got a lot of small stuff this time out. Alright, bucket number 4, last bucket of the day. Hopefully this is a good one. I saw a few drop in the front. In the middle. They're two separate ones. Okay. All right. What is that? Is that gold up there or is that a rock? What the hell? Oh, it moved. There's a rock. See, which is to look like it from here. Yeah, the clouds are moving in now. I gotta hurry up. Oh, it's coming. Oh yeah, in the front. bucket. There's a nice piece. Is that new? Right there. I don't remember seeing that one. You see it, right? It was over here. I thought it was over here. That one is a nice one. There's one down there too on the map. I see it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go past that. Now this thing's running really good. It's a little off on that side because it's building up, but the last bucket, I'm not going to fix it. Alright, sun just came out. I better not get a shadow. Oh, I did? From the GoPro? Alright, can you hold the bucket?
It dropped out some more for sure. Little under half the bucket left. I just saw a couple more drop out. Right up here. It's starting to load up. Near the bottom of the bucket.
Nice one just dropped in. All right, this is the cons from the clean out and from the snuff bottle, and what a fantastic day. I mean, there's some really nice looking gold in there, and I got a small nugget as well, so incredible.